Okay.
All right, everyone. It's right at 6 o'clock. I'm Tasha Hodes, and welcome to Forex for Beginners. We host this call weekly, and it's really just to help you all get started. I can't say enough about Coach Max and the 2 week syllabus. It is so good. It has so much information, pretty much, everything you need. So here in this class, feel free to ask questions, get your questions answered in relation to setting up a demo account. We cover the beginning steps for Trading View, how to manage your trade in MT4, like setting your take profit, moving your stop loss, those sorts of things. So this is what we do. So here's how the class is formatted. I'll spend the first 15 to 20 minutes covering something new or important. And then closer to 6:30 or before, we'll go into Q&A mode. You guys come off mute and ask your question. You can type your question in the chat if you're not able to talk. And I'll do my best to get your questions answered. So what we started doing, our leader Damo will get on in a little bit, and he's going to start his smart money training with us. That's going to be closer to 6:45 or somewhere between 6:45 and 7. He'll get started with that. So we are so happy that he's able to join us and give us the knowledge that he has accrued over these last few years. Everything that's made him be a successful trader, he's going to pour into us as a team. All right. So don't forget, my YouTube link is in the chat. I'll post that one more time. And we will get started. So, what I'd like to cover today, I know I was speaking with Adrienne, who has been with Epic about 3 weeks and has started her demo account already. Later this week, she's going to be starting her or creating her live account. So this topic may be timely for her. But in the past few weeks, we have talked about how to fund your account using Bitcoin, specifically purchasing the Bitcoin on either Cash App or Coinbase, and then how to go into your broker account and transfer those funds in. So this evening, we're going to cover one more method of funding your account, which works with a lot of brokers, and that's using Vload, VLOAD.com. So give me a second and I will share some slides with you. And I'll try to keep an eye on the chat too, in case there's a question. All right, so just to recap, we've covered how to purchase Bitcoin using Cash App or Coinbase. And, I understand that there may be some reluctance to sort of dabble in Bitcoin. It may be a little overwhelming or sound a little intimidating. So I want to speak about that first. I used to be in a trading company, and we literally had to pay our monthly membership using Bitcoin. So that's when I first, started learning about it. So it was brand new and, intimidating to me as well. I'd heard about Bitcoin, but I just want to, provide some assurance that I've probably done at least 30 to 35 transactions, and the Bitcoin has always made it to my account. I've never had an issue with it. The only, the only uphill battle is just learning what the steps are to using Bitcoin, to purchasing it, and then transferring into your account. And the other small issue is there are fees associated with those transfers. So if you want to load your live account with maybe $50 or $100, as you're purchasing Bitcoin and sending it to your trading account, there are fees associated with that. And I have not found a way to narrow that down specifically. So if I want to transfer $50 into my trading account using Bitcoin, I'm probably going to purchase 55 just to kind of give me a little breathing room, because I never know exactly how much those small fees relatively will be. So those are sort of the two downsides, if you will, to Bitcoin. So this class is for those who just kind of want to bypass Bitcoin altogether and still be able to fund their live trading account. So we're going to talk about Vload. Vload.com is where you want to go. It's accepted by most brokers, easy to use once you have the initial setup process done. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. So to get started, you're going to go to sign in, which I know is a little weird because you would think you would see a sign up button, but first click on sign in and that'll start the registration process. So once you click on sign in, you're going to enter an email address that you have access to, create a password, and since you're brand new, you're going to click on register. Okay, so you're going to have to fill out all of these fields: first name, last name, email address, password, repeat your password again. And then I'm sure you're pretty familiar with this. Just click this checkbox after you read the terms and conditions, privacy policies, and a few more things that they show you. Pretty typical, nothing too hard to understand in there. And then you're going to click on create account. So when you do that, you're going to need to check your email to finish registration. So when you go to your email, I use Gmail, for example, and I find the email from Vload, then it's going to have me open up that email and say, verify your registration, some button like that within your email. You're going to click on that, and it's going to say, all right, your account is now active. You can now complete your profile and upload your documents to start buying vouchers, e-vouchers. So the way that Vload work, I guess the V would stand for vouchers. When you're ready to upload money to your trading account, you're going to go to vload.com, you're going to buy a voucher, they're going to give you a PIN. And then you go to your broker account, and once you select that you're going to do a deposit by Vload, all you do is put in that PIN. So using it is pretty simple, not too hard to understand. The only kind of headache or pain is the setup process and uploading your verification documents. So I'm going to try to make that a little simpler to understand. All right, so now that you have verified your account through email, now you can sign in. So email address and password, and here's the message that Vload is going to give you. Complete your registration in 2 simple steps. It wants you to fill out your profile, so some more detailed information about your home address, things of that nature. And then so that you can actually buy a voucher, it wants you to take a photo of your ID front and back. And there you can, I believe it's a passport or maybe like a driver's license in terms of what kind of ID they accept. Okay, then click on got it. All right, so here's an example of what the registration form looks like. Pretty typical, name, address, city, state, citizenship, country. What I like about Vload and why I thought it was important to mention it here is that because Epic has people from all over the world, Vload works in most countries. So this is not something that's only US based and that people outside of the US would have trouble with. So put your citizenship country here, then click save. Okay, upload your identity document. They've made this part a little more user-friendly. So if you click on identity document, then it wants your national ID front and back, or a passport. So you can choose which one you have available or which one you want to upload. Now notice here This is for tier one, and it's for an annual purchase of up to $500. So if it's towards the end of the year, if you feel like you're going to load your account with $100 and that max 500 is suitable for you, then after you load this ID, you're pretty much set to do vouchers. If you feel like you're going to load your account with a bigger amount, then you would need to do tier two. And all that means is uploading additional documentation, a bank statement, a bill, something that shows your home address. So we're going to keep things simple and just go over the tier two for this evening. So select tier one and then click which document you're going to upload. And once you're done with that, then you would have successfully completed your registration for tier one. Now you are able to buy a voucher. So back on the main site, vload.com, at the top, you would click on buy. And when you do that, the next thing you want to do with this arrow is choose your currency, Euro, USD, or JPY. So the default is Euro. So instead of a dollar sign, you're going to see the pound symbol. So just make sure you click on USD. It's going to switch to dollars, and then you can choose which amount that you want to purchase. Now, let's say you wanted to do $225. And if you really only wanted to do that specific amount, you could do a $200 purchase, a $20 purchase, and a $5 purchase. It's probably easier and you'll have less fees if you make one purchase. So maybe the $250, if you're able to go a little bit higher, if you don't see your exact amount, because there is a fee that Vload attaches when you make this purchase. All right, so we clicked on buy. We made sure we had our right currency selected, in my case, USD. And then when you select the dollar amount, click on add to cart. So then you're going to confirm the amount that you use. Oh, I just saw in the chat, Mo uses Vload. Yeah, pretty cool. You're going to confirm here the amount that you're doing. This is a screenshot showing a $20 voucher being purchased. It's going to tell you, great, your item was added. You can either continue shopping if you need to do multiple vouchers split up. And then if not, you can just click on go to pay. And let me zoom in so you can see what this note is. You are about to purchase a $20 voucher. So before submitting the payment, make sure that your shop will accept the chosen currency. And what this means is you're purchasing $20 in USD. So there's no way to change that to Euro once you're done. So they're telling you to make sure your currency is right. And then here's the important part. Once the purchase is complete, you will receive a PIN code to redeem your e-voucher. Please do not lose or share the PIN with anyone. And then the way that I do it, once you click on go to pay and once you're complete, they will show the PIN number to you on the screen, but they also email it to you. So you have some flexibility there. Okay, so now you go to the payment method. Lots of choices here, but honestly, I stick with either Visa or MasterCard. I have not used any of these other options. I keep it kind of simple. So for me, I normally click on Vload. On Visa. Another verification step. Notice the fees. So if I was purchasing a $20 voucher, I have a 70-cent fee. They call that an issuing fee. And then there's an administration fee of 20 cents. So, whether it's Bitcoin or you're purchasing a voucher here, they're going to get you with the fees. So once you click on next, then you would enter your card information here on the left. click confirm. And then I snatched this screenshot from the email that Vload will send to you. And they will say your Vload e-voucher is ready. This order number, here's the amount. In this case, it was a $50 purchase that I had made. And here is your PIN. Now, this is an actual PIN that I used to fund my account. It's no longer valid, but I'm still covering up a portion of it. But it's a pretty long PIN number. And so the next step is I'll show you how you take that PIN number and submit it to your broker. That's the last step. So in this case, I went to an account in my Hugo's Way back office and I clicked on deposit. I'm going to deposit US dollars. I selected Vload because that was one of the options. And let's say I'm only going to do a deposit of $20. I click on proceed. The next step is they want to know the voucher PIN. So here's this PIN from my email over here. I'm just going to copy that, paste it in here. And that's how you buy a voucher from Vload, get your PIN, then go to your broker's back office and place that PIN there. So if you had LQDFX, it's a similar process no matter what broker you're using, as long as they allow Vload. And I know FX Choice does. So it's a pretty common tool to use vload.com. Once you get that PIN, place it in there, and that's how you can transfer funds. Any questions on using Vload? And I kind of go back and forth. Sometimes I do Bitcoin, sometimes I do Vload. So this will be on the YouTube site if you want to go back through the screenshots. So it's about 6:17. Now I want to know, for those on the call, place a 5 in the chat if you have not set up your demo account. I want to see if there's anyone that needs help with that. A 5 in the chat if you have not set up your demo account yet or need help with your demo account. Next question, place a 6 in the chat if you need assistance in how to place a trade. Maybe you're connected to the Forex, the Epic Forex signals, and you need help actually placing the trade. Is there anyone who needs help with that? If not, the next question is Trading View. Is there anyone who needs help setting up their Trading View account? Trading View is where we go to actually do our chart analysis. Is there anyone who needs help with Trading View? Or maybe you have your Trading View set up. Okay, gotcha, Michelle. But maybe you need help in using the tools. So I think we're on number 7. So that's what a 7 is. Place a 7 in the chat if you need help either setting up your Trading View account or with using the tools in Trading View. Great. Okay. So we'll go over some of the basic tools in Trading View next. And you guys, at this point, we'll go into Q&A. You guys come off mute and I'll try to address any questions that you have. We have some other leaders on the call, so this is a great time to ask some questions. See what's going on with your trading. Okay, Michelle and Adrian, no worries. Give me a second and I will bring up Trading View. You guys feel free to come off mute and let's chit chat. It's a big day for us in the US. I know I was talking to some of the ladies who were on the call earlier. So yeah, big day for us. All right, let me take some of my indicators off so that we can have a clean chart. Just my TDI. All right, so yeah, I trade NAS. So let's go to a more basic pair. Let's take a look at EU, and then we'll talk about how we can use some of our basic tools. Maybe one that I don't have marked up as much. All right. This is Euro GBP. All right. So once you set up your free account, and I do have a video for that, for setting up your free Trading View account on my YouTube site. Once you are in, here on your left is where you type in the pair that you want to look at. So some of the beginner-friendly pairs, AUD, USD, Euro, USD, any of the GBP pairs may or may not be beginner-friendly. So we'll just look at this just to explain some of the tools that you can use. So once you type in the pair that you're looking at, then you want to choose your time frame. And some of the most common time frames, let me type it in here. No, don't want. AUD is not so friendly today. I hear you. The market definitely has some tricks up its sleeve for us today, Mo. For sure. I'll show you guys a trick that Naz pulled on me earlier. So some of the common time frames when you first pull up your pair are the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and then the 15-minute. I mean, you can throw the D for daily in there as well. Those are typically the common time frames that we use, especially with a top-down analysis. So right now I am looking at the 4 hour, I'm sorry, the 1 hour, and you can tell based on which one is highlighted. So I can click here and see the 4 hour view. You can go to the drop-down menu and see just tons of time frames. But for the most part, if you star the ones that you typically go to, then they will show here. So I have the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and if I wanted to add the 15 minutes, then all of my common time frames will be here for me, and I won't have to click on that drop down. All right, so let's go back to the 1 hour. A lot of traders start here. And the first thing you may notice is, why are her candles blue and purple? You can right click, go to settings, and then here. So the body of my up candles are here in blue. The body of my down candles are in purple. And then the same for the wicks. My up wicks are green, that teal blue, and then the down wicks are shown in the purple. So that's how you can color code, make your chart your own. If not, you can stay with the typical green for up and red for down. Also, you may see white for up and black for down. Those are sort of the typical color schemes that you see. Oh, I was gonna take off those indicators 1 second. All right, here's more of a clean chart. So let's say that a signal was called and you wanted to take a look at it for yourself before just jumping into it. So you pull up your signal here, your pair here. You may want to notice what trend that you're in. Once you go through the 2-week syllabus and you're more familiar with support and resistance lines, there are a couple of ways, a couple of tools on here that you can use to show your support and resistance. The quickest way is just to use this second one down, trend line tools. Click on horizontal line, and where you want to identify some different zones, one way that you can do it, you can come back, click it again, or you can select one. I'm on a PC, so I can do Control C and Control V, and then I'm able to place that line multiple places. Okay, if I don't like that color, I can right click on settings. So not only can I choose the color of that line, You can choose the opacity. I like a lighter opacity so that it doesn't hide the candle. And then you can also choose your thickness of that line. Okay. Now, sometimes you want to identify a zone. So you want more width instead of just a slim line. Let me check the volume. If you guys are able to hear me okay, can you place a 10 in the chat? Let me know if the volume is okay. I'm looking at a message in the chat. Okay, great. Thanks, Mo. All right. Thank you. So if you want more of a zone to identify your support and resistance, then you can come down 1, 2, 3, 4 to geometric shapes and click on the rectangle. And then you're just gonna kind of drag and click it here. And then again, you can right click. Sometimes Trading View is tricky. Make sure it's selected. Then you can right click and go to settings. You can change your background color. You can also change the opacity of that. I'm going to make it lighter so that I can still see the candles through it. And here's something that's important. You may choose to extend it because once you draw it, then it's going to be here. So a few days from now, when price is over here, if that zone is still valid, you may not be able to see it. So what you can do is click on it, go back to settings and extend it right. And that way, that no matter how far you go to the right, that zone that you've marked will still be there for you. That applies to the lines as well. So you can right click. No, maybe it doesn't. Maybe only to the rectangles. Okay. All right, so you come into Trading View, you type in the pair that you want to look at here, you choose your time frame, use either the horizontal line tool or the rectangle under geometric shapes for your support and for your resistance. All right, Mo. Yeah. No worries, guys. No worries. Lots of tips and tricks in Trading View. Let's see if there are any other goodies that I want to show. Oh, we got to talk about trend lines. Trend lines are our friends, right? One of the reasons that I love trading, I love my background is an engineering major. So I just love learning how things work. I also teach college algebra part-time online too. So when I found out that a lot of times price travels in a channel, meaning a top line and a bottom trend line, that just kind of blew my mind. Let me show you what I mean. So if you come down to the second tool, trend line tool, here's a trend line. Click where you want it to start. Click where you want it to end. Same things here. You can right click on it. What I'll do is have different colors for my different time frames. So for that time frame, go under style. On the 1 hour, I like to make those trend lines black or dark gray. That thickness is okay. And then a lot of times what you could do, Control C, Control V, you can pull that down here and look at that. Look, this doesn't happen all the time, but in this case, price is traveling in a channel. What's so exciting about that is that once price has sort of verified this channel, meaning it kind of touches it here, it touches the bottom of it here. Once it comes back and touches it again here, you need at least 2 touches on a trend line to make it valid. So here was the sell. Once it starts coming down, where is one place that you could do a TP? At the bottom of that trend line. So you could absolutely ride price down, and it gets pretty close. I don't think it touched it that time, but it rode it back and forth on this channel. I find that fascinating. And so it's not just, random when you're making your TPs. There's actually, science and um, structure around how price moves. And we can use our technical analysis to predict, a lot of times accurately where it's going to go. All right, guys. So for any of the beginners that were on the call, are there any other TradingView questions I can answer for you? Anything that was confusing or that you want me to go over? Feel free to come off mute. I'm just going to mark here what we covered. Support and resistance. Lines or zones. And then we talked about trend lines and how to use those. All right, guys, we are right at 6:31. So I know Damo is going to come over. Let me check the participant list to see if he's here already. I don't think so, but he did say he would be on, so probably closer to 7. So what other questions can I answer for you? Was anyone trading in the market today? Mo, I bet you were trading. Was. Yeah, Mo is a beast. Mo is a beast. Yeah, I'll show you guys what I encountered on NAS today. NAS is an indice, definitely not a beginner friendly pair. But I was in a sell here. And then look at this nasty wick that went back up to that trend line. But speaking of trend lines, in the last week or so, even a little longer, you can see that NAS has been in this downward trend. Let me color code this a little better. Yeah, so here are let me get rid of this one, top and bottom trend lines for NAS. Get rid of that. So you definitely don't want to over leverage when you're trading indices. All right, guys. Well, let me message Damo to see what time he's going to come on, and then we can transition into his trading. Sorry to hear that, Mo. Yeah, I believe it. You said you hadn't traded the elections before. I hadn't either. So definitely a learning lesson today. Any other questions? Anyone else trade today? Had some success or not? Feel free to share. Part of the game, for sure, for sure.
I didn't.
Who's that?
This is Delvani.
Hey there, welcome. So no trading for you today, just studying?
I tried to trade. Well, I tried to trade AU and EU.
Mm-hmm.
Got burned on both of them. So.
What happened?
Well, the DXY was going up, and first it was going down. No, at first it was going up, and I thought it was going to hit a certain point. I thought it was going to hit 96 because my $96 96 because my MA cross was like, hey, that's where it was.
What time frame were you on, Delvani?
1 hour.
Okay, was that this morning? So here's another tool. You can look at the bottom to see what time frame you're on. So this black background with the white letters, that's showing you the date of the market as well as the time. So mine is set to Eastern. So if I want to look at what happened November
What tool is
3rd,
that?
this is Trading View, but just it's there automatically. See, as I move my cursor around.
Oh, yeah.
So if I want to go to where the market opened, where is the 3rd, 1 a.m. So here we go. So here around 8 or New York started, and we can do a vertical line to show where New York started. Okay, Delvani, so what were you seeing?
Well, on the DXY, I know the DXY and AU has negative correlation. So I was expecting the DXY AU to go up and drop when it hit 96. Well, no, that's the wrong one. I was talking about EU. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Let's go over to EU.
See, I thought it was going to continue dropping.
She did not.
And it didn't. And she did not.
No. She was in a nice channel here last week. She has broken out of that. So goodbye channel.
Yeah.
We are now forming a new one. Now we're forming maybe one in the opposite way.
Yeah, it's hitting, that's the new high. So I'm waiting for it to form a new higher high.
And just transition into buy mode, right?
Yeah. I never go on the first higher high. I always wait till the second higher high form before I take a trade.
Here's an example where I'm going to right click on this zone and extend it left. Okay. So I have a touch screen. So instead of me using the screen, another tool or trick that you can use is this zoom out. So the minus will zoom out and the plus will zoom in. So if I wanted to look specifically at my candle, at my price action, and when we say price action, that's just what are the candles telling me, how they're moving, then I can use that plus to really zoom in. But if I want to get more of an overall picture without going to the higher time frame, then this minus is what I'm going to use to kind of zoom out. And so what you can see, this green trend line, that's on the daily. I marked my daily trend lines in green. So look how EU had respected this daily trend line for a while. Then eventually, after a certain amount of touches, let me get rid of these. After a certain amount of touches, it broke through. It did a break, bunch of little retests, and then dropped. I traded this last week.
And see, and now this week I'm taking for granted that it's going to go back into that trend line.
And it might, yeah.
Because of all the liquidity that's up there that they need to grab.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm thinking now. But by being the election, I'm just watching now.
Yeah, because we don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know, because that sucker might turn around again and go straight completely down. So.
And this is an odd time. I mean, it's 6:39. Kind of odd for EU to be moving.
Yeah.
You know, so this is probably definitely the election, the influence of the election for sure.
And then even if you go down to the 15-minute, the 15-minute is showing a bunch of wicks. Why is yours different than? Oh, I zoomed in a lot.
Yeah, I can zoom out. Is that better?
Yeah, because
Oh, here's one more trick that may help. Right click, reset chart. That's your best friend in Trading View. Anytime something's
Oh,
it's not working right,
okay.
right click, reset chart, and it kind of resets everything for you. So I'm looking in the chat. Chavez, I hope I'm saying your name right. He says he's it's easy to make profit in your demo, but it's hard in your live. Yeah, it's definitely, I think, a different mindset, your demo account and your live account. And, I don't know that anyone can answer that question for you. I get that question a lot. How long should I stay in demo? It depends on how much time you have, what your goals are, and when you're more, comfortable. You definitely want to, Chavez, how is your leveraging in the live account? Are you more conservative with your lot sizes relative to how much you have in your account? Because that can definitely make you extra nervous if you're jumping a gun a little fast. You can come off mute or respond in the chat if you can.
Yeah, like for me, like I think what's really helped is just controlling your lot sizes, especially when it's like risk management, because there's so many stories. Like I think there's like a trader's quote that says, lower your lot sizes so you can actually sleep comfortably at night,
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is so true. Wow. EU is climbing. Is anyone in this trade?
Oh, well, I
wish it go back down.
You can always adjust, Delvani. You can always adjust. There's nothing wrong with getting out of a trade and reassessing where it's going to go and correcting it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I got a question.
Yeah.
I just wanted to pull back a little bit and then fly up so I can get in properly. I'm patient.
Yeah.
Willing to wait. But I can't get into that because I don't know how far it's going to go before it comes back down.
Yeah, you would definitely have to do some analysis and I know one thing, this green trend line is still valid, even though it was there from last week. So
yeah.
If I were in this, that would definitely be my first TP. But you would have to have your zones marked. A lot of times, let me control. I see a zone here, as well as one, kind of a few places I can put it. I think I would go for one there and possibly there. So, it depends on what kind of trader you are. A lot of times, if there's a zone right before that trend line, it can stop, price from actually reaching it. Maybe it doesn't want to break through that zone. It's wicking at this one here. Let me zoom in. Yeah, so, being this close to the trend line, you would have to do your risk to reward ratio. That's something that I wish I had learned as a beginning trader, to, not take a trade unless you have done your risk to reward ratio, meaning where to set your stop loss, how many pips you're risking, that's your stop loss based on where price is, and where you're going, what your take profit is. And to basically stick to at least a 1-to-1 ratio. Doesn't have to be perfect, but setting that risk to reward ratio before you get into the trade will hopefully help us not risk 100 pips for a take profit of 20 pips. It's going to be hard to grow our account if our risk to rewards are backwards. We want to be in the range of risking 20 pips for 20 pips, or risking 20 pips for 30 or 40 or 50. The higher, the better. But that's a ratio that, I wasn't taught when I first started trading. And so now that's on my checklist. Have I done my risk to reward? Is this a trade worth taking? And that helps me combat FOMO. And I'm going to write that here. FOMO, fear of missing out. You know that feeling when you look at your chart and you see those bullish or bearish engulfing candles, you see price moving, and it's so tempting to just jump in, you know,
All
but
right, all right.
without having
Yes.
your support and resistance lines, your trend lines drawn. And Damo is going to teach us from a smart money perspective. So I can't wait for that. But in terms of what I've been taught, in the past, my support and resistance lines, my trend lines, I typically have a RSI, which is close to 80. So normally it's my yellow here. When that RSI is close to 80, that's typically not the time to buy, because now we're looking for price to sort of turn around. So, everyone should have their own sort of trading checklist and definitely follow that. That's what keeps me from just doing FOMO trades where I'm just jumping in. Then I say, I don't think I should have done that.
Hey, Tasha, what's that indicator down there?
This
Forex.
is the Sniper TDI. I like it because the yellow is my RSI. So it's fine just to have the RSI by itself. But I have the aqua blue, those are my Bollinger Bands. And it allows me to look at some formations that I like. So that is the Forex LG Sniper TDI. But feel free just to use the RSI by itself. So if you go under indicators and just do RSI, I'm trying to find the one that is just basic. Maybe it's just, it could be this one. Nope, it is not. There's one that's just really, really basic. Is it Connors? Yeah, that could be it. And then let me zoom out. Yeah, but the basic strategy with the RSI is that when it's above 70 to 80, you're expecting that price is overbought. And at some point, it doesn't mean that you just instantly jump into a sell, but definitely that you look for price at some point to turn around. And then when it's below 30, sort of in that 30 to 20 area, that's typically when price is getting to the oversold area. And that's when you're going to look for other confluences that tell you it's ready to buy. And so we notice now that price is here close to 80 or above, and we can see it wicking out here on the 15-minute. I like to look at the hour. To me, this hour portrayal, my personal trading success trades that I call myself, I've had so much more success in the last month, kind of staying on this 1 hour. I was getting lost on the 15-minute. There's so much candle activity. Me and Savvy were talking about this maybe a week or two ago, that it's a little bit more refreshing here on the 1 hour. You can look at price action. It's not so busy. So the higher the time frame, I think it's easier to kind of follow what's going on. But that's just from my personal experience.
So Tasha, do you enter on the 1 hour or the 15-minute?
I do a combination of both. I think it's fine to take your entry from the 15-minute. I just have a tendency to get stuck there. So I literally have to force myself to come back to the 1 hour. Oh, Naglo is saying Mo has me loving the 1 minute. Yeah. I'm still learning about that 1 minute in terms of scalping and entries for that. So yeah, there are so many effective strategies. Yeah, I love it all. I love it all. Yeah, you do see everything on the 1 minute. But if you have the discipline, I think you can make it work. Elise talks about scalping on the 1 and 5 minute as well. So lots of different ways to make it successfully, for sure. All right. Mo, do you take your entry? Do you stay on the 1 minute or do you just use that 1 minute for your entry?
I do a combination of both. I sometimes enter in the 1 minute or the 5 minutes. So I mean, I do the 15 minutes too, but for the most part, I do the 5 and the 1 minute for my entries.
Gotcha.
And I usually stay on there too. Yeah, I don't just get on there just to enter, but I usually do my analysis on the 1 minute too. Which,
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
different,
need
but
to
that's what I do.
I need to check out your London strategy. Does it work for just London or is it does it just work best in London?
No, it works just for London and just for GU.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, I seen it. I witnessed that.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out for sure.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's freaking fire.
Yep.
I don't know if I can
Working on another strategy.
Are you? Are you, man?
Yeah.
I can't stay up for London. It's like I can stay up like till 2:00 Eastern, but I'm no good, after a few minutes.
I know what you mean. You got to get that espresso shot.
Oh man. Oh
Me too,
man.
Tasha. So when it's New York, EU lasts till noon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or do a glow set an alarm. Get up, put that trade in and go back to sleep.
Yeah. Now that I think I could do. I think I could do that.
Yeah. Because all it takes is a couple of minutes to get your confirmation. And you can go back to sleep.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I hear you. Let's see if Damo has made his way on. He is. Damo is here.